Hello everyone. It's 5:01, so I guess I should just go ahead and get started. I'm doing mail call today because Nick and Elizabeth have things to do, and mail call didn't go all that great yesterday, so I said I would jump in, talk about a few things, and clear the air. So I'm down in South Carolina having a great little vacation time, which is really not. It's so rare that I get a chance to come down here that all I do is run around and mow grass and fix things and fix that. And it's really hot. Hold on a second. I'm having I need a swig of water. Hold on. Okay. I'm sitting here with my rent-a-car. All I do is fix things when I'm down here. Don't really get a chance to enjoy anything, but I did manage to go for a little walk downtown Aiken this morning, and I had my favorite monster smoothie. If anyone's ever been to Aiken or plans to go to Aiken, they have these green monster smoothies that have a little bit of honey and peanut butter, and they're super yummy. So that's what I look forward to when I come down here. Yeah, so that's all that's going on. The reason that I wanted to take a minute to talk about Aiken is because the plan has always been that I would, when I came down here for the winter, I would bring all of the four-legged animals that we don't bring to nursing homes during the winter down here and stay here. Augusta is actually 10 miles from here. And Aiken, I have a list of all of the nursing homes and hospice, and I'd like to try to set up a Goldy's Farm South so that I can be down here where it's warm, because many of you know that I don't like winter. And Carlene and Judy and Sophie and Elizabeth will continue, but with the indoor animals, because the problem with the ponies and the donkeys is they get really a very thick coat in the winter, and it's not conducive for them to being indoors for any period of time, because their coat is meant to keep them warm during the freezing, frigid temperatures in Massachusetts in the winter, not necessarily to stand around in nursing homes during that period of time. So I'd like to try to make it so that I can come down here. This is dependent upon, of course, the health and welfare of Carlene White. And so that's the plan. The barn here, I can give you a quick. I've had tours before of here, but it's fine for little guys to stay here. And actually, we've had a couple of the animals, Granny and Woody, Flower, and the mini mule, all came from the local auction down here. And Arthur has came from the local auction. So that's the plan down here, and I'm still working along that plan slowly and hopefully. But I wanted to also talk about the welfare of everything. I know that the conversation yesterday, I saw a little bit of the mail call, and I want to make it perfectly clear, we are not rehoming any animals. Occasionally, because we still have a rescue side to the equine rescue is still part of what I do, and although I'm not the president anymore, but we still do take in animals, whether we've expanded a little bit because we take in things like ducks now. But we do, Elizabeth is still hopeful that we will go down to the auction in September and pick up a few animals there. So we still be doing a little bit of rescue, but for the most part, animals are that are at Goldy's Farm, and even the animals that are at Meredith, most of these animals are animals that would not thrive in other homes. So, for example, like Woody is, he's a little decrepit and sway-backed and has some health issues. And then again, Chester, the big horse that I ride, is, I've tried to rehome him. He's come back twice. He's a little bit of, he's a special needs horse, and he does very well with me and in the environment over at Meredith, or wherever he goes. I just understand him, and so does Elizabeth, so he's not going anywhere. So the animals, I feel, at Goldy's Farm, the mixture of animals that we have is perfect, because it's a delicate balance between having too many animals and having not enough. We want to make sure that we have enough animals that we can pack up and go to nursing homes in the winter, for example. And that's going to be chickens, turkeys, bunnies, maybe the goats, the mother and baby goats, depending on how thick their fur is. And so we'll be taking the smaller animals. So those animals will definitely stay. But the balance really is so that now we're starting to have, and we will continue through December 1st, depending on weather, of course, but having people come to the farm. We've got the group, the ARC group, that come regularly on Wednesdays, and we have a lot of other people that kind of wander in with seniors and veteran families and things like that. So we want to have enough animals for them to pat and feed and look at, which means that I think the ducks are a great addition, even though Elizabeth still hasn't gotten them going in a straight line. I never thought it would be so entertaining to watch little ducks in ponds, but in the tubs. So I think the ducks are a great addition. The bunnies are certainly nice, especially the big one who doesn't bite. The little one still is biting, but whatever. And the chickens are great because they're always good for chicken bingo, and that's really easy to carry a whiteboard and a chicken in any car anywhere to entertain seniors. So those are all good additions. And then the group of donkeys, we are safe around people. You can feed them. They won't take your arm or your finger off. They're safe so that people can wander into the paddocks. That's so long as Sunshine is not there. Right now, Sunshine's there. I always put her away when people are there, but it is safe so that children can walk into the paddocks. There's enough donkeys around so you feel like it's a farm and there's donkeys around. And so the donkeys, that I feel like we're at a good balance. I don't think anything, and you know, I know that you guys talked about Wilbur yesterday. Wilbur, I don't bring him to nursing homes because he's got bad, I mean, as many of you know, we got Wilbur from a rescue, not even a rescue, from an auction in Pennsylvania. And I bought him because someone was down there, Ashley was down there, and she called me and she said, there's a little pony here. He can barely walk. He's lame on all 4 feet, his curled up feet, and he's really skinny, probably has Cushing's. Will you buy him so that we can euthanize him? And immediately I run the numbers because we always are running very tight financially. And I'm like, okay, so that's probably $200 for the pony because nobody's really going to want him, and then it'll be $160 for the euthanasia, another $150 to get him euthanized. We have all that money, and the good news, we paid less for him. He was like $125, and we brought him to the vet, and the vet said, no, he's a young horse, young being 15, and I think he can recover. So the vet convinced us to let him go with the vet for a couple weeks, where he did recover. And that was 3 or 4 years ago. One of the more expensive, his vet bill was expensive, and then we had to transport him up here. And but the good news about Wilbur is he's absolutely no trouble. He's really good for people that are on the farm. I can completely 100% trust him on the farm to have people hugging him, grabbing his ears, brushing him, pulling his tail. So he's staying. The one that I can't trust that's not on the farm is Flower. Many of you guys remember Flower. Flower's she's good for nursing home visits, but I wouldn't trust her if somebody came up and slapped her on the butt, that she would not react negatively. So she's not on, but Flower is over at Meredith for that reason. She's babysitting Chester, who always needs a babysitter because he's so neurotic. So Wilbur's not going anywhere because we need animals like Arthur. He's really good if he's loose in a paddock and people can hug him and feed him. But when you have people brushing him, he's a little nervous. So we're still monitoring that. But Arthur will learn that job because he's a good donkey. I just have to work with him a little bit more. So what I'm trying to say is every single donkey, Dimitri, Arthur, they're still work in process. Wilbur's a final product. He's good. We're still working with all these animals because our end goal is really to continue to have people out to the farm. So animals that are not going to nursing homes and on our mobile visits still have value. And even if they didn't have value, like Flower doesn't have value. Right now, she's over at Meredith. So, you know, we're trying very hard to find the right animals for Goldy's farm. At the same time, these are all rescue animals, and animals that are not the right fit for us. We still, like the damn horned goats, the naughty goats. They're not the right fit for Goldy's farm. They're fun to have on the hill. They're doing a really good job cleaning up. They're happy. They have all the pond access. But we can't let them out when people are around because someone has trained that one goat to headbutt people. And they're just, the horned goats are not something that we want to have around visitors in the farm. So we don't really have a plan for them. Nobody else seems to want them. So right now, until the absolute perfect opportunity comes for them, they will stay at Goldy's farm, and likely they will stay at Goldy's farm till they die of old age, which I think is not anytime soon. But they're no trouble. So those are all the animals that are out at Meredith. I think Ted's a good addition, and the conversation about Ted also came up yesterday. The problem with Ted, he's really good till he's not, and when he's really bad, he's really bad. And he doesn't like to be in confined. He has a little bit of claustrophobia. He's claustrophobic. And in a trailer, he could potentially have an episode and just destroy the whole trailer. But most of the time, he's pretty good. I haven't had I've put him on the big trailer when we transport him so that he doesn't have any issues. But he will, like, bringing him over to Goldy's farm was a little risky for us because we put him in the stock trailer, which is spacious, but if he doesn't like a paddock, he'll just walk through the fence and go to wherever he wants, even if it's Middleton Center, which he's done that before. So he's a very tricky animal, and Carlene has not seen that side of him because he's only been on the farm for a couple weeks, and he seems to really love being on Goldy's farm. And Ted is fantastic around people, and he's a really good fit. And I'm actually a little shocked that he has not tested the fences. He hasn't broken the fences. I know the donkeys did get out the other night, but somebody left the gate open. That would be me that left the gate open. So I forgot to snap the gate, and they check it every night. So just because they know I haven't, but it wasn't Ted. I was surprised. So Ted's staying. Sunshine, again, she's not a good fit for Goldy's farm for people going inside the paddocks. And I say that because she's completely safe outside. She loves children. You can hug her. Kids could sit on her, although we don't do any riding. But Sunshine, you will notice big horses don't get along. Big horses tend to fight with each other and other donkeys. There's a pecking order between horses, mules, and donkeys being at the lowest, horses at the top. And every once in a while, Sunshine will just put her ears back and she'll go at the donkeys over food, or Ted, or other horses. So Sunshine, when people are come to the farm, I usually put her in a stall, and I eventually will move her back over to Meredith, and she'll go out with Chester, and then seeing how Flower evolves. But Flower's still a work in process, more than, like, yeah, Flower's, she might not make the cut, but we're working on her. Henrik is over at Meredith, because there's people over at Meredith that actually are board members, and that's Pam and Coral and Kate. They all work on animals that are over at Meredith, and then we decide whether they're safe enough to bring to Goldy's farm or they're going to stay at Meredith. So I think that kind of covers it. Right now we are short a dog, but it seems to be working out with Penny being with Randy and Donna, because anytime we need Penny, we can, she'll meet us with Penny, and Penny can do the job with us. My big issue with Penny is that Penny and Larky are super lively. They get running around the farm, and they're going to knock Carlene over. They're going to knock me over. And you guys have probably seen it on the cameras. And it's fun to watch. Penny can come and visit, but I just think that sort of liveliness is not, Penny's I've never seen a Great Dane with so much energy. So that, you know, even as a puppy, they all have energy, but she's a full-grown 140-pound and growing Great Dane. And with that combination between she and Larky, that's probably over 300 pounds of Great Dane, carelessly flying through the air when people are around. That's something that is not as safe as I'd like it to be. She does really well when it's one-on-one, when she's been just with me or just with Randy. She doesn't have this boundless energy to run and jump and crash into people. So that match has been really good. Today I also talked to Missy, who has Willow, who was Pasta's sister, and she's very interested in taking Willow and bringing her to nursing homes too, so that would add another dog. And then we've got Noodles is working out really well, so I'm hoping that we can just kind of stay where we're at for a little while longer and see how Wanda does too, because eventually Wanda, who has, you know, she's been fantastic for so long, she might get tired of the job. Sizzle's getting tired of the job, but Noodles and Larky love the work, so that's good. I'm going to take my sunglasses off. It's wicked hot here, and I've been out in the, so I look terrible. So, but I'm going to see if I can read some of these questions. I won't be able to get to all of them because, okay, white goats are doing great. I'm going backwards here, and I'm squinting because I can't really read anything. How hot is it? It's 88 degrees here. And I'm just going to, let's see, wonderful. Goldy's farm is, yeah, I think we ought to just at this point, really, I keep stressing how busy we are and how many people we're seeing. And I mean, Goldy's farm has really exceeded everybody's expectations over the past. 2025 is really a very, very busy time for us, and we are exceeding the impact that we've had on the community, and also even the online community with all the cameras. That's the best part of Goldy's farm, and it's fantastic. So that's good, and it's really because we're so busy with everything that you know, getting all the construction done so that we can really do the full launch of having visitors to the farm in 2026 has taken up so much of my time and energy. And also managing Carlene is, you know, we try to be respectful of the fact that she wants to be engaged and involved in everything that we do. And sometimes her goals are a little different than Elizabeth and I. Elizabeth and I talk every single day, even when I'm in South Carolina, for at least an hour to, you know, just figure out, okay, we're going to do this today. We're going to do this today. We got these jobs. We got this animal. So we put together a plan every day, and we don't have a plan to grow an organization that has anything like Service Dog Project, because that's just too big. I mean, we're going to continue to do as many nursing homes and everything, but I don't want to be overwhelmed with dogs. I don't want to be we're not going to be in the dog training business. And although, you know, Bella's welcome to come, but I don't want to, Carlene keeps coming up with great ideas. And if we had staff and more people, then those would be great ideas. But I don't want to grow to the point where it's not fun for Elizabeth and myself and Judy and all the people that are involved, and it's overwhelming because it can get that way pretty quickly. So, and then it's really hard if we grow too much, then we're stuck with all these animals that are requiring care, and I don't want to be in that position. So I know we butt heads on those kind of things, but we all have to recognize her unbridled enthusiasm, but yeah, so I just we're trying to be respectful. She also has, I mean, I hope that when I'm 87, that I wake up every morning with a fire to go out and raise money and write the Doggy Daily, and we're going to move this stuff over here, we're going to move this over there, and yeah, I hope we can all have that kind of enthusiasm. So enough said about that. If you bring animals to Aiken, who will care for them when you are there? So first of all, I'll be here. Second of all, if we're turning around, if you turn around, I have okay, behind me, there's my house. This little, there's an apartment there in the house, and there's a woman in there who, she lives here full time. I'm actually here helping her get acclimated. She's bringing a couple of her own horses here, and she is available. I'll pay her to take care of the animals when I'm not here. That's the plan. And they're only going to be here for the winter months, and it's just going to be the animals that we will not be using anyways in Massachusetts. That's the donkeys. That would probably be Charlie, because I like Charlie. Charlie and Delight, and maybe the 2 boy goats, 2 chickens, and that's it. So I can do chicken bingo down here, and I can do bring goats and donkeys, and of course Wanda will be down here with me. So that's the plan. There'll still be plenty of animals up there. Elvis is not coming. Okay, and I will bring them back as soon as I will. End of March, I will be back with them. But I'm not even sure this is going to happen this year because, as I'm so sweaty and gross, it all depends on Carlene and whether we have good coverage for her. So I would never give the animals that are at Goldy's farm are staying at Goldy's farm. Magnus is definitely staying, although Magnus, Charlie, and Dimitri are a little bachelor pad, and they're troublemakers, but we enjoy the trouble. And whoever called me at 2 o'clock in the morning to let me know that they had gotten loose, thank you. That was nice. The 5 white goats are doing great in their new home. That guy did want the other 4 goats, but he's kind of deciding that maybe the 5 are enough for him. So they're doing really well. And get another wander. There is no such thing as another wander, but at some point I need to, and probably after Wanda passes on, I will get another dog, but the dog that I get will be specific to use on for Goldy's farm. And let's see. Okay. Yeah, we have okay, yes, we have accomplished quite a bit in a short period of time, and we are a very small staff and a very small team. But I feel like it's such a good working team that we can add more volunteers here and there, but it needs to be the right volunteers. I'd love for you guys to come out to the farm and come volunteer. And but when it comes to going regular volunteers that are local and things like that, people that are, I don't want, I feel like we managed to all get along really well. The people that come to, Julie and Leslie and Brittany, everybody really likes each other. It's a happy place. So I'd like to kind of try to keep small and keep fun people working on the farm. So the donkey derby coming up. Yeah, there's going to be a donkey derby. We're not even talking about that. I'm just trying to get to day to day. The donkey derby will probably be coming up in sometime in October. So, and I don't even know what that's going to look like because we don't, and this is one of the decisions that we had to make, is in order for a proper donkey derby, we need to have a whole, we need to have 20 donkeys lined up for people to run with. So we only have about 8 donkeys in total, and I don't want to go down and rescue donkeys for the purpose of the donkey derby. So we're going to do something donkey related. Elizabeth has some fun ideas, but it's going to be more donkey related, but Goldy's farm related, and celebrating all the animals, not just donkeys, and our success. Haven't set a date on that, but that's what the plan is. How long is that man going to stay in the ice house? We really like Justin, and he's fitting in really well. I have visions of him staying for as long as he'd like, but as long as he gets along. He's staying upstairs in the ICU building, which we called the headquarters for a while, because we ended up not using it as the headquarters once Carlene got back from her stay at the nursing home. So we're not really using that space anyways. And the more people that I can have to offset and help out with Carlene, the better. She just is really, I think one of the problems that we have is, and the problems that a lot of seniors have, and some of you who may be in the same situation will recognize that is loneliness. She wants the old service dog project. She wants people to talk to all day long, every day, and she wants projects. So that's the struggle and when she doesn't, she gets depressed, she gets angry. So really, I think that having more people around, we've got Michelle, we've got Justin, we've got Elizabeth, we have Nick, we have Judy. I just met with another woman. I did a video call with another woman, Jen, who's super excited to meet my mom and get involved in Goldy's farm. And she'd be because Judy comes 4 days a week. She'd be the Judy on the other 3 days a week. I have a little fly flying around my face. So that would be paid for by Carlene White, and she'd be there to be helping out and keeping Carlene moving and going places and doing things. So that's the challenge. I was talking to a friend of mine down here because I stopped in Savannah on my way here, and these were high school friends that I stayed with, and they're down here taking care of her mother. And it's the same thing. It's, nobody comes to see her, and she's lonely, and it's tough. It's really tough especially when you've had a big, gigantic, full life like Carlene White, and the Service Dog Project being the head of that. And it takes a strong, strong personality to grow an organization like the Service Dog Project. And now we're seeing the strong personality I swear to God, I was joking with Elizabeth. She's going to be in the coffin, and she's still going to be writing the daily doggy. She's still going to be barking orders. So that's the challenge. So my goal over the next couple weeks is to try to find more people to come and take her out and get into trouble with her. Because I don't necessarily think it's that healthy too. The amount of time that I spend with her, I don't think it's that healthy to spend that much time with your mother. I don't spend much time with my son because he's fully launched and independent. Talk to him a couple times a week. That's good. See him every once in a while. And Gwen and I will rotate coming and visiting, and Gwen will come up and stay in the loft and visit more often as well now that she's in New York. All right, so let's see if I can have more. Okay, let's see. He has a dog, doesn't he? I don't know who we're talking about. The guy in the ICU, he has a cat. He has a cat. And we have to send her more letters and cards, yeah. She likes, and I try to go there every morning. I make her coffee, and I sit with her a little bit at night, every night. And I try to involve her in everything that happens on the farm. We all really try, but I mean, if you think about the Service Dog Project, and many of you remember the days of the Service Dog Project, living in the house was always in the main house. The house was full of a litter of puppies, sometimes 2 litter of puppies, trainers coming in and out, and volunteers. It was just a plethora of activity, so much so that it was stressful for me because I'm an introvert. I don't even like to do, I'm a kind of a loner, and all these people around all the time was just too much for me. But she loves that kind of activity, and we don't have it on Goldy's farm. I'm trying to get people programmed so that in 2026, if people want to come to the farm, they are, you schedule it. We have people there to meet you, to give you the tour. And it's not just the old Service Dog Project, there was literally 20 to 30 cars and full of volunteers coming up the driveway every day. Any given day, there would be at least, 20 to 30 people on the property. Sundays, there would be more like 50. So, okay, I'm going to try to read this. You are spending so much time as you can with her. She's old. I'm trying to spend as much time as I possibly can with Carlene as well, to keep her going. But it's not realistic for me to spend 8 hours a day. So that's why, Judy and this other person are coming in. So, let's see. People in the past who have. Okay, I can't read these because I have my contacts in. So, if you have any other questions or want to get back to me on anything, you can always reach out to me, jj@janinejacques.com. And I also answer a lot of the emails and do the scheduling for Goldy's Farm. And that's scheduling at Goldy's Farm. That's another .com. Another way to get in touch with me. If you have complaints, then lose those emails. No. If you have complaints, I am the complaint department as well. So I know a lot of people reach out to us with animal complaints and everything else, but trust me, the animals are, they're living their best life, even though, there's someone that was, there's a lot of people that are now doing research on how to get the ducks to not poop in their water. So good luck with that. When it's questions like that, that goes to Elizabeth, because I don't know how to solve that one. But I try to keep the peace with everyone, and we are so appreciative of the Henny Penny boards and the donors to the Goldy's Farm, because what we do is dependent on what on the Henny Penny board. So thank you. The hay board covers our hay expense, and when I'm out there feeding hay bales, every hay bale I pick up, I'm like $14, another $14, another $14. But at the end of the day, I feed them as much hay as they want, because a lot of them are hardworking animals and they deserve it. So, and I can do that because of the support that we get from all of you. So if you've donated to the Henny Penny board, pat yourself on the back. It's money well spent. So, alrighty then, I'm going to go back to trying to, I'm weed whacking today in the hot sun and getting this place ready so that I can start my descent back to Boston. I will be back on Thursday. And yeah, that's all. All right. So thank you for joining Mail Call, and we will see you. I think Elizabeth will be back tomorrow, and we'll see you in the future. All right. Bye, everyone.